So today I'm here, I'm gonna pull the rear brakes off of a 2003 Chevy Suburban. Pretty much similar with most cars, really simple to do, and so just check it out. First thing that you have to do is pull the tire. So undo all of the lug nuts, pull the tire off. Okay, so I pulled the tire off, as you can see, exposing everything. There's going to be some bolts back here that we're going to be removing. I like to spray them with blaster. Okay, so we've sprayed it with a blaster. While we're letting it sit for a couple minutes, let's just talk real quick about the parts of the brake assembly. So this is the rotor, and then you have your caliper that has the brake pads inside, and you have the caliper mount. So to completely redo the brake pads and the rotor, you got to take the caliper off, you got to take the caliper mount off, and then this actually will just come right out. So again, there are 4 bolts. It's not overly difficult, but there are 2 bolts on the caliper, one at the top and one on the bottom. And then inside the caliper mount, there are 2 bolts, one up here, one down there. Now those can be really rusted in and hard to get to, so that's why I use the blaster. Okay, so we'll see if this is breaking free, but these bolts on the caliper are a 12 millimeter. So you're gonna need a 12 millimeter. And you just attach it and then pop it free. If it works fine, like this one did, then I've broken it loose. Now sometimes this part here will actually roll with it. If so, you got to get a plier and actually hold it in place, a wrench. So, but I'm going to go ahead and work this out by hand. So there's the caliper bolts, and this had Loctite on it. So somebody had recently done these, and now I'm going to pull the other one. So down here is the other one. And because I've loosened up this is moving, making it a little tough. So before you pull the bolt out all the way, it's a good idea to loosen both of them up. So I put that bolt back in. I'm going to go ahead and break the other one free. It's right down here. Okay, so both of them are broke free. Pull the bolts out. Caliper should come free now. And of course it would do it when I wasn't wanting it to, but now that I wanted to, it's tight. So let me grab another tool. One more thing before actually taking the caliper off, we're going to remove the brake fluid line. And so that should be a 12 also. Let me check and see. So nope, it's probably a 10. Okay, and it ended up being an 11 millimeter. So anyways, I've got that loosened up. Let's pull this off. Brake fluid coming out of here is a fairly normal thing. So we pull that bolt on out of there. You can see the brake fluid's coming down. This here just pops right off at this point. And the caliper is pretty much ready to come off. And so this here is the caliper. As you can see, that was not overly difficult. Okay, so I just pulled the brake pads off, and it's actually pretty simple. This is the back one, and this is the front one. But basically what they do is they just go into these clamps, and they're just kind of sitting there. And so you can just kind of wiggle them out, just like this. And they come out. So this up here, it's a piece of metal. When you start hearing your brakes, before they actually wear down all the way, this is going to run on the rotor and start making a squealing sound. That tells you that your brake pads are wearing out. These brake pads actually look pretty good, but that is, when you hear the squeal, that is rubbing on it. And soon the metal rods inside the brake pad are going to be running on, and when they run on it, they ruin your rotor. Okay, so brake pads are off, and now we got to get this mount off. Now these here, like I said, can be very, very difficult to get off. I have a breaker bar that I'm going to go ahead and try it with. It's an 18mm bolt in the back, and let's see if I can get in there and break it free. Okay, so we're connected to the bolt, the top bolt, and I'm just trying to break it at this point, not remove it. Okay, so the top one is broke free. Now I'm going to try and break free the bottom one. Okay, so both of them are broke free. Now I take my wrench and I just work these bolts out. All right. So again, it is moving it. They are just very, very tight, but it's starting to free up. And now doing the same with the bottom one. The bottom one's still kind of tight. I'm going to break it a little bit more with the breaker bar and then try to get both these bolts out. Okay, so I have loosened up the bolts. Top one's pretty much loose already. And the bottom one, just wringing it on out. So in this particular one, you do have this bolt right back here, which is kind of in the way a little bit, but not terrible. So these are coming out. As you can see, it's loose. It fell out, which is fine. So you got your bolts. And so this is the caliper housing. So we're going to set that up there. All right. And then you have the rotor. And like I said, when you get that bolt off, this here just basically comes right on it. Oh. All right. So I dropped it. But anyways, a little bit of excitement right there in the middle. I might just leave it. Anyway, so this comes off and it's done. So this one is all taken apart. And anyways, this is what it looks like underneath. Once you have it all done, you got your emergency brake and back in here. So, but this is what taken apart so that you can actually change out the brake pads, the rotor, the caliper. Putting it back together, it's basically the same. You put the rotor on, you put the rotor mount on, then you put the brake pads in, and then you would put the caliper on. So depending on what you're swapping out, that is the brakes. Doesn't take terribly long. Okay, now that I have it all out, let's just go over each of these real quick, just to make sure that you understand. This is the caliper. And basically what it does is it has these cylinders. These will push forward and close the brake shoes or brake pads on the rotor. The rotor actually has the wheel studs coming through it, and so when these tighten down, it says stop, then it actually stops your car. So this is the mount that you attach and keep the car keep the rotor in place, and then attaches the caliper to it. Here's the brake shoes. So really quickly, just without throwing it back on the car, what we have is that this will go in here just like that. The brake pads will go right back like this. So one on each side. That has these little clamps. Got to make sure your clamps are in there right. But you see it sits together just like this. And now those are going to be loose. But it's actually up like this in the car. And then the caliper comes right on top and holds everything together. So that is your brake assembly, give or take. So let's actually like put it all back together this way without putting it back on the car. So, do you get it? Do you understand what you're looking at here? Okay. These two bolts. Okay. So, align the bolt. Just like this. Align this other bolt. Just like this. So, basically, that is what your brakes look like. It has 4 bolts, 1, 2, which hold the caliper in place. It has 1 more bolt, right here, that your brake line would go into. If you're just doing the rotor and the pads, and you're not changing out the caliper, do not remove this. There's a tool that you can use to push those canisters back in, and so you don't even need to mess with this. But if you're swapping out the whole thing, then yeah, you unhook that. Then these 2 bolts actually will go in, and they will clamp down onto there's back here. There are 2 bolt holes now, one here and one here, that those will go into. But simple enough. This is a project most beginner mechanics can knock out in an hour. A skilled mechanic takes them like maybe an hour to do both of them. So fairly simple job. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. So anyways, there you go. Hope you enjoy the video.